Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Gemma's running a little bit behind. Give her a minute. She's trying to take care of business. She wanted me to go ahead and get on. That way, you guys know that she's coming. How's everybody? Hello, Edna. How are you doing, dear? Been taking names, so if you see me pause, that's what I'm doing, writing names down. I hope everybody had a good week so far. We're just gonna hang out together until she gets here. I wanted to thank folks for coming in Wednesday night. That was nice of you guys, folks. Let me switch over to my other chat here. There we go, so I can see things. So I hope everybody's having a good one. Anything going on for everybody? I mean, everybody having a good day. New England, how you doing? Black Dragon, what's up, sir? Superfly. Yeah, she's coming. She's just waiting, so she's got to take care of little man first. So she'll be here. Write names down, so you have to forgive me. And sir, Black Dragon. Nightmare, what's up, Mr. Nightmare? I'm going to put you down. I know you usually don't get a reading, but I still write you down. Let me do that. As I take names. Hello, Roger Blair. How are you doing, good sir? Gemma's not quite here yet. She should be here soon. Just give her time. Okay, I got you, Roger. Just when you pop in, let me know. If you come back and you do want a reading, let me know. I'll write you down just in case. I always do. Surgery on Tuesday. Still not feeling so great. Aw. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I got a call. Sorry about that. And she's coming. She'll be here any second now. And I'll shut up and you guys can go about your business. I'll go back to my corner to take the list. Thought everybody's showing up. Good to see everybody. You know, Edna, you're always in my prayers, so I know you're going through a lot. They give you such nice stuff. Hello, Mr. Halstead. How are you tonight, good sir? I can't spell tonight. And Hoppy to you. She'll be on in 1 second here. Hello, Willie.
What's up, everybody? How is everybody tonight? It's good to see you all. Sorry. Had a little issue running in the background here, but we're good. It's so good to see you all. Eris, Blue, Miss Heather, Urso, hello. Juan, how are you doing, honey? Yeah, Edna, hello. Netter, Black Dragon, Nightmare, Roger Blair, Mark Halstead, Willie Rosado, Melissa Nicole. Oh, we got a good group tonight. Blue, I would say definitely join the club there. It has been one hell of a week. So we're celebrating 6,000 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that. I was going to check Dubby and see where we were there, but it turns out not a single person has even clicked on the link. But it's only been 6 days, so hopefully if I do a little bit more ads, maybe throw them in the beginning of the videos. Because as of right now, I've got like 3 really quick shorts I popped up because, as you guys know, until the 2nd when RJ goes back to school, that's really all the content I can put out, with only being able to work on Sunday, but also the only day I have with my family is Sunday. So it's been crazy. We may not have a video this Tuesday, but I'm going to try to get one up because the next video coming out is the Sally house. So I can't wait to get that one out because I kind of became enraptured with that case in like the early 2000s when I saw it on the show A Haunting. Thank you, Blue. I do appreciate that. And I know some people can't do energy drinks. Like, totally get that. Like, I told Ghost is like, oh, me and Giles are talking about it. I'm like, you can't buy energy drinks. Like, and Edna can't buy energy drinks. So I know that it's not a sponsor for everybody. But I do have several more that I'm looking into. And as long as they don't charge me an arm and a leg for the shipping of the product or the sample or whatever it is of the product, you know, we'll be on our way. And I'm a little bummed, but at the same time, I thought about it and I'm like, it's only been 6 days. Let's give it some time to run through. I just keep thinking about like the 4 merch shops, the other couple sponsors that I had. I really hope that this one works out better. I really can get behind this one a lot more than like the nail polish one that I was doing. I actually ended my sponsorship with them once I found out how much they were charging for a nail polish. So this one, I did my due diligence and my research. So hopefully it'll be a long-standing partnership. With that being said, as soon as Ghost pops back up, we will get started. Thank you. It's great to see you guys too.
Sorry that. I've blown my nose. As always, we start with members first. Blue is first.
I gave up Red Bulls this entire week. The only reason I have one right now is because White Peach was 3 for $8 at 7-Eleven, and I grabbed one. Plus, I'm running out of Dubby, and I only get, I mean, it's a great discount, but I get 30% off for life with them for being an ambassador. But if I'm not making any money from them, I don't have that money to put back in to order more products. So, all right, Blue. Probably going to around 9:30 tonight, depending how the night goes. We'll see. I have back to school shopping with RJ tomorrow. Which is always kind of fun. I can only drink, well, I don't know if it's the only one I can drink, but it's the only one I like. Like Rockstar energy drinks, I only like the black one. Monster energy drinks, I only like the green one. I'm not supposed to have artificial sugars or anything, so I can't do any of the diet or sugar-free ones. Okay, Blue, you got the Deep Dark Sea Mermaid. Find solutions in the unknown places, in the darkness, card number 16. This is a beautiful card, and I know for a fact, I've had this deck. It's one of my oldest decks. I have not pulled this card much. This mysterious, magical companion will help you to find out what lies beneath the stories and beliefs that you hold. She will show you the universal laws that are being played out and the truths of situations that may have been hidden by the detail that can sometimes cloud our wisdom. She also will indicate some new and interesting ways of producing energy, growing food, receiving energy and nutrition, and renewing yourself. Blue, I'm going to... Guys, I've been going deep with my guides spiritually for the past couple weeks, and I am on another level than I've ever been. It's crazy. And speaking of that, Blue, I am going to assign this is your spirit guide activating into you in the next couple of weeks, okay? Because these types of things that they're talking about in this card, even though I haven't gotten through it yet, that's what our main guides do. Our main guide, really, because most of us only have one main spirit guide. You will go so deep and find out such truth that you will be in another world altogether, a truer world than the one you thought was real, thanks to the mermaid's ability to share with you. Deep Dark Mermaid speaks. There are alternative energy sources. There are solutions to every dilemma you're facing. There's a truth beneath so much of the mystery. There's so much undiscovered in the world, in the great beneath. Just as the world has so many creatures and beings that walk among you undiscovered, you too have deep hidden potentials. I'm here to show you that there are places you must go that you have feared exploring, that you must go deeper, dig down into your own self and explore alternatives in the world. There are many ways to produce energy, to create illumination. There are so many undiscovered creatures and beauties here on, within, and under this planet. So go meet them. We believe we have knowledge, but we understand so very little. In the great deep dark underneath are the secrets we have run from. In your own deep darkness, there are secrets for you. Can you bear to look? Divination, new discoveries about your own capabilities are happening now. The energy you send and receive becomes known to you. You see the relationships between what you feel, send, and create in your own life specifically. It all becomes clear. Where once it was frightening, now you can see the beauty of whatever this responsibility is. A radical truth. You are responsible. You may be interested in energy sources and scientific breakthroughs. Wise wizards like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein and their theories may appeal to you at this time. You will consider ancient technologies that have long lain dormant. You will explore the Earth's energy grid and the power that can be held and that can flow through deep waters. Deliberately obscured origins of ancient secrets will be coming to light. Wireless power and communication, telepathy, underwater archaeology, the discovery of ancient places, secrets held beneath the waters of the world and beneath the waters of your psyche. The source of your emotions will become clear. Mike Roberts, what's up? So Blue, this is a very, very deep card for our first one. And I do feel like it has to do with a lot of the shadow work, the inner work that we all do, whether we realize it or not. All of us in this community, not everyone is in humans. What's up, Life with Bobby? Because a lot of humans, what's up, Carl? A lot of humans don't get to the ascension level that most of us are at, where we're aware of a vibration, we're aware of an ascension, we're aware of the traumatized child, and we do the work, whether consciously or subconsciously. It's not about being responsible in the sense that you're thinking, though. Yes, absolutely. I love you too, girl. It's about being responsible in the regular way that you're thinking and that we would normally think when we think of the word responsible. But I feel as though something I was thinking right before stream were the words responsible for everything, yet in control of nothing. That is how I feel 99% of the time in my home, dealing with someone that I deal with. And I just feel responsible for everything, in control of nothing. And that's coming to my mind for you as well. I feel like you have this overwhelming feeling of responsibility in a situation. But I'm seeing this. This is the universe saying, this is you feeling as though your hands are tied. And maybe they are. Deep Dark Sea Mermaid, your guides, your team, the universe is telling you that that's not an eternal thing, because you wouldn't have been put into this such stressful, straining situation if you weren't meant to be in it, right? And all situations we're put in, particularly the lower vibrational ones, are meant for us to learn lessons and grow. Normally, before we even get to anywhere near what we want out of the situation. This is a learning, growing experience. I feel like once you get through this part and you finally do get to whatever your end goal is here in this situation. Now, I know what it is personally, but we've discussed that we're not going to speak about it publicly, just to protect your, when people come to me privately for readings, I do keep their privacy intact. But it's like knowing full well that you are never going to go back to this situation, and allowing that to kind of be your comfort. I'm also seeing the potential for accidental astral travel, prophetic dreaming, things of that nature, because this is talking about exploring the hidden realms, the subconscious and superconscious mind. And normally we can only do that either when we're in trance or when we're sleeping. And as much as I love you, I don't see you purposefully sitting there going into trance, right? I feel like it's just going to happen. I want to prepare you because when that out of body feeling happens, it can be very jarring and shocking once you're back in. Black Dragon, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Means a lot to me. In the last 8 weeks, I think I went 6 weeks without any donations, and it means the world to me. So thank you so much. Baby Book Dragon, hello. So Blue, be very, very mindful. If you start to feel out of sorts, if you start to feel dizzy, weak in the knees, seemingly out of nowhere, take a seat, close your eyes, absorb whatever you see on the blackness of your eyes before yourself in your mind. Take it in. And, you know, if you're at work and this happens, put it in a little pocket for later. We can discuss it, or you can write it down, speak out loud, or write down to your team about whatever this is. And I know this is going on a long reading, but this one's really important because I feel like you are ascending to another level. So we ascend from level to level of ascension. We move upward level to level of ascension. And, but there are points, right, where we hit like this level, then in between you hit the next level. You're almost to like an actual new level, and the next rung on the ladder. And those are really, really important times and moments, but they're also times of when we're having our biggest struggles, and it almost feels like our worst fears are coming true, or our hearts are breaking. There's always this trauma, human trauma, attached to this amazing spiritual thing. We should talk about that, Blue, privately. Thank you, Black. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. Summer specifically is such a struggle for me, so that definitely helps. Who's next?
We're going to go ahead and do New England. I didn't see his answer. I was waiting to go to the bathroom.
Just tell me the next two people, and then you can go to the
I already went. I went.
Okay.
I was just waiting for somebody to get out of there. Go ahead and do New England, and I'll just get Heather when she pops in, or we can do her as a timestamp, whatever you want.
I'll do her, and you can just timestamp her if she's not here.
Okay. So you can do
Netter,
her now. Yeah, okay.
What? I know you have your specific decks. I don't think I have any of them out tonight. Actually, where is... Wait a minute. That reminds me. One of my favorite decks is not out tonight. Ooh, where'd it go? Okay, I don't know. Guess we're not going to use it, but I'm using the Divine Circus for you. The Red Countess. Card number 21. Netter, there's something that you know, you felt, sensed, heard, or realized this truth more than once. Even if others see or feel it differently, you just know what you know, even if you don't quite know how you know it. All right, I'm going to have to put his card away. He doesn't want to go yet, so, which is fine because I'll just leave the card there. Who was next? Heather?
I'm coming. Yeah, go ahead and do Heather, and I'll write it down. Sorry about that, New England.
I actually almost said I'm going to put it to the side. So I kind of was feeling that because he usually does that. It's okay. No, Netter, don't worry about it. It'll go to the side. I want to do it your way. This is the deck I'm looking for. This is how I'm losing my mind. Did you see where it was? It's right here, open and out. And I'm looking for it here. Miss Heather, we're going to use Deep, Dark, and Dangerous. This is like one of my staple decks. I have to have this deck open when I'm doing these readings. Heather, you got Hypnos, the card of rest. Card number 20. I need glasses, guys. I keep finding myself going like this. I need glasses. Oh my gosh. Prioritize rest and sleep, Heather. Allow yourself to dream. You need the grace of rest to be at your best. The unconscious has great depth and power, so explore it if you can. Use your imagination. Do not stay asleep to your potential. Awaken to your power. In this busy world, people are having more and more problems with turning off and getting some quality rest and sleep. The ancients, though, knew how important sleep was, how it is even a crucible for processing ideas and invention. Hypnos was the Greek god of sleep and was born from Nyx, night, the dark mother. A twin, he was often pictured hand in hand with his brother Thanatos, who is death. Often the brothers would shadow each other in their work. While featuring in a number of myths, Hypnos was generally seen as a benevolent and relief-inducing deity and honored for his place in well-being and health. Temples to Hypnos were often constructed in sanctuaries and in healing places. The Greeks also recognized that too much sleep could be a symptom of depression or lethargy. Continually disconnecting from the world by slipping hand in hand with Hypnos may well mean you're depressed or lacking in energy, both situations for which you should reach out and seek professional assistance. In one story, Hera bribes Hypnos to practice his arts on Zeus so that her favored Heracles gets to make yet another outrageously daring escape. Heracles gets, I said that already, this is about as naughty as Hypnos gets. In fact, in this case, he receives a beautiful bride for all of his trouble, so worth it. No, Heather, I'm reading for you right now, sweetheart. In our modern lives, there's also another time that hypnosis favor should be courted, and that is in anesthesia. If you're undergoing an operation, why not give a little libation to Hypnos prior to the procedure, as it is traditionally Hypnos, who will be guiding the hand of your anesthesist as they artfully send you to a painless sleep. Your plant companion is Poppy, and your crystal companion is Howlite. So Howlite is, I don't know if you know what turquoise looks like, but Howlite is basically white turquoise. Turquoise is blue Howlite. That's how that works. Work with those energies. Work with those crystals if you can. You can get a nice little tumble chunk on Amazon for like $4. Just look, make sure it's not synthetic, even though those still work too if you charge them up the right way. So, Heather, I definitely see a great need in your life for disconnecting. And I don't mean that in the way of like hiding, right? I don't mean kind of like, I know with me sometimes when I'm dealing with a certain person, I have to step out. I just can't handle the trauma. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about actual physical, literal rest. Hey, what's up, Latro? You're not getting enough of it. Hey, Divine. You're not getting enough of it. And I just feel like that's only because obviously you have a lot of stress in your life, but also like you're just not prioritizing it, right? It's like, oh, I only need 3 hours and then I'm good to go, or whatever the case. I also see just like they're showing me, I mean, you and I are going through a lot of the same things, I believe, because they're just showing me all the things that I'm dealing with. Constant ruminating. And last night I was up until 3:30 in the morning, just lying there with my eyes closed, thinking of how angry I was over something and how I was powerless to do anything about it. Heather, at those times when we can't turn it off to even sleep or to even get any rest, okay, that's when we need to call on our guides. And I know it sounds silly for people who don't do this type of thing often, or who, only see it in movies. But when I'm writing a book, each time I sit down to write, I will ask Archangel Gabriel to guide my hands and my thoughts, because he's the archangel of writers. Okay. So Hypnos he's not an archangel, but he is a deity who is there to help you not just sleep, to rest, to relax, to be able to stay calm in these situations where you just want to rage or crash out or rip your hair out. He's the one who's going to whisper in your ear for you to take a deep breath, to just let it out. Okay. You need to call on him to do that. I feel like in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be more important than ever that you, and again, I keep hearing like remove yourself, but it's not like a physical removing. It's not like walking away from someone or removing your voice where like you're ignoring them. In the next couple of weeks, this is you not allowing yourself to be baited, right? Understanding that this other person is trying to get a reaction out of you, whatever that reaction is, and not giving it to them. Taking a deep breath, putting your mind in almost a sleep state, in this state of such relaxation that you are almost completely unaffected by the words being said to you. And I do think for some reason, this is about words. Somebody is trying to get under your skin. They can't do it by physically taking anything from you. So verbally, they're going to pick and peck at you until you're a wreck. Good for you that in the next couple of weeks, I feel like you're just not falling for it anymore. But at the same time, this level of emotional detachment takes a lot out of you energetically, and not just out of you as a human being. It takes a lot out of your energy, out of your spirit. And the way you get that back is by resting, relaxing. If you believe, if you're a religious person, I would say prayer. Okay. That brings all of that back around and back into you so you can safely be at peace without slowly losing your mind. Eris, gray rock. Yeah. And you know, that works in a lot of situations. I just feel like when someone literally only cares about controlling the fact that you don't get to go anywhere, like to make sure you don't leave the relationship, they don't care about your happiness, they don't care about your well-being, they don't care about your wants, your needs, your feelings, your thoughts, they don't care if you cry, they don't care if you're hurt. There's nothing you can really do when you pour your heart out and you cry or you rage or you calmly state your opinion, your voice. They just completely and totally ignore you as though you're not speaking. And you say things like, you're using silence as a way to manipulate me to avoid accountability. And they just go. When someone literally doesn't care, nothing will work except walking away. So it's unfortunate when some people end up in those situations and they physically can't for whatever reason. But under normal circumstances, gray rocking actually does work very well. Heather, the main thing to take from this, because I know that was a little scattered, is make sure you're getting enough rest and make sure you're pouring back into yourself. Even remaining calm with like a relaxed face, not giving anything to this person or these people or the situation, it's going to take a lot out of you. So don't underestimate the power, especially in the next couple of weeks, of rest, rejuvenation, recuperation, and spending time caring for yourself and your own needs, even if just in small, little, simple ways. Who's next?
So are we going to wait till he tells us he's ready?
Yeah, we just do him at the end or if he's leaving.
Okay. Then go ahead and do Edna.
Yeah, I know we're using your favorite angels and ancestors. Eris, exactly. Heather, you're welcome. Turn your focus inward, honey. Try your best not to give anything to the abusers in your life or the narcissists, the control seekers. The collective ascension is definitely coming, and I never thought it was going to be in my lifetime, but I do think it's coming in our lifetime very soon, actually. And right after that happens, I feel like everything's going to turn to hell. But we are going to have seen it coming. So we're going to be more prepared, but also more persecuted. Our light is going to irritate the demonic that has taken over the rest of the collective, right? Us light workers, we have a huge job to do. And for eons, light workers were allowed to just be light workers and like do the inner work and put the love, light, and peace out into the universe. I feel like either we or our children, our grandchildren, at the longest, our great-grandchildren are going to be called to actually light work. Like, I don't know how to really put it, but like to be a part of this spiritual war and breaking generational curses, things like that, ancestral bonds that we're bound by is going to be so important for future generations. to be able to withstand the horrors they're going to go through. And you got the Stargazer. Set your sights higher. Go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. Do you ever remember wishing on a star when you were a child, and in your innocence, you really believed your wish would come true? Mike, hey, it's love. The Stargazer connects with your energy of the cosmos and reminds you, Edna, that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with its sparkles and light shows that you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You don't have to go out looking for it. It's already there within you. So look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, and goals, because with the power and help of the cosmos, these wishes will come true. You're on the verge of a miracle, and now all of your dreams and aspirations are within your grasp, and you are being guided to focus on your inner vision. The angels who are with you are encouraging you. There's nothing that you cannot have or achieve. There's an opportunity at this time to heal an old wound or pattern of luck, and possibly not feeling good enough. It's where the cool kids are, at least, Bat Mom. In the past, you've often found it impossible to recognize your worth and to believe that you are deserving of blessings. Angel and ancestor wisdom is reminding you that you are an incredible and infinite spark of the universe, and the universe is not only within you, it absolutely adores you. You are talented, filled with strength, and have the abilities you need to turn your wildest dreams into reality. So, Anna, I feel like this is a wish, a dream, a hope, a prayer that you have for someone in your family. There's something here that you're really hoping this person's going to turn around, or you're hoping that this person gets this opportunity above maybe some other people. There's something here, but I'm getting it separate from you. Like your happiness is going to come from watching this other person or these other people receive whatever this opportunity is. And I feel as though, not that it all lays on you, right? Because the universe has a plan, and we all have our charts, and we all have, everything that we do second by second. But I feel like a good chunk of whatever this is going to come from your intent, focus on bringing it in. Whoever these other people or this other person is, even if they're aware cognizantly of what we do here, and of, manifestation and all that, which for some reason, I don't think they are. It's like I want to say it, but it's going to sound silly, but I'm hearing like you've got the magic in you to make this possible and make this happen. Now, that doesn't mean if it doesn't happen, it's your fault or you did something wrong. It just means there is a much bigger chance of whatever this is succeeding if you lay your prayer to it, if you lay your hands on it, so to speak, within the next 2 weeks. I see the opportunity coming in, and I actually see someone almost rejecting it. Like saying to you, like, there's no way I'm ready for that, or I can't do that, or that's where you come in, like, no, and give them that pep talk and really build them up about it or whatever's coming next. There's someone in your life. I mean, we all have great potential, but there's someone in your life. Hey, Carl, Cajun Bigfoot Whisperer. There's someone in your life who, it's like they're meant for these really great spiritual things, and you're the person that chose to be the one to guide them through it, if that makes sense. It's like, if you have a 5-year-old who's seeing spirits, and great grandma used to see spirits and she's still alive, she's going to be the one to mentor that 5-year-old, not mom who's afraid of it, grandma who doesn't believe in it, and dad who's, you know what I mean? It's like, this is like your job to kind of mold and cultivate this person, because they are supposed to, down the line, do some change the world type things. And it starts with a conversation you're going to have in the next few weeks with this person that they are going to think back on for the rest of their lives. Every time they're faced with a challenge, or they're faced with something that maybe there's some fear in the success of something, they're going to think back to what Aunt Edna said. It's going to literally shape their destiny. No pressure. No pressure. Carl, it's so nice to see new faces. Thank you for coming in. Everybody, it's so good to be here. Who's next, Ghosty?
Carl comes into my chat. So it's good to see him. Next is New England. He said he was ready.
All right, Netter, we already pulled your card number 21, the Red Countess. There's something that you felt, sensed, heard, or realized this truth more than once. Even if others see or feel differently, you just know that you know, even if you don't quite know how you know it. Yeah, sure. So am I. When the Red Countess appears, she's reminding you of what you know, no matter how convincingly someone or even you might be able to talk you out of whatever it is for a little while. The truth always returns to be dealt with eventually, Netter. This is not meant to be a warning. It's only meant to be a reassurance, an encouragement to be bold and act on what you feel now. Yeah, we're all a bunch of introverts in here. Give your truths value, hold your feelings and insights in high enough esteem to pay attention to them, to give yourself time to process what you think, feel, and sense. Know that they are worth acting upon, even if that action just means to trust more and stop worrying. If you can't figure out what your inner truths are, Netter, or you feel confused by conflicting thoughts and feelings, torn between head and heart, then you are in a state of information overload. You need to switch off, discharge some excess mental and emotional energy, and take a break. If a device was overheating, you'd switch it off, let it cool down, lest it burst into flames and be damaged beyond repair. Treat your brain, your nervous system, your body, and your mind with that same good sense. Unplug for a few moments at least. Give yourself some time out from the crazy noise and constant distractions of the world so you can get in touch with what's true for you. If you have a vision or feeling about someone or something you're uncertain about, the Red Countess confirms the accuracy of your insight. Trust yourself, then choose to act from those truths. Now, Netter, I do feel like either you're dealing with this right now or in the next month or two, there's like this decision. You're being faced with this really hard decision, okay? And I feel like deep down inside, you already know what the answer to this is, but I kind of hear you saying, well, I'll deal with that when I get to it. Right now, it won't be so bad, right? This is like I got into a relationship one time and my team was just screaming at me like, this is not going to work. This is bad. He is lying. This is not what you think it is. And I remember specifically, I remember where I was, what I was doing, the season it was like, I remember this. I said, well, I'm having fun now, so I'll deal with that when I get to it. And I ended up devastated, broken, and just devastated. That's kind of what this is. Now, it doesn't have to be anything that serious, and it doesn't have to do with love. But there's something here that I feel like deep down inside, you know the answer, but you're going to be running around asking people for advice, hoping that they're going to say something else. It's like you're asking for advice, already knowing what you're going to do. You just want reassurance that your instinct, your intuition, all of your senses, your spirit, everything is off for some reason, and that you should go for what and or whoever this is. Netter, I have never steered you wrong. I've known you for years. Please, if your mind, body, and spirit aren't sitting well in a situation around someone about an opportunity, don't try to see the bright side. Don't date the potential, as they say. If something or someone seems too good to be true, it is, they are. Please move on from what and or whoever this is. And I would be so bold as to say this could end up being one of the hardest decisions you've ever had to make in your life. So you have that to look forward to. But once you show the universe that you've learned, and that you have learned no matter what your heart or mind says, that you are relying solely on your instinct, intuition, and spirit, from there on, you are going to be so much more, I don't want to say blessed, but on your path to where things are going to go smoother. They're going to come to you more easily. I know that's hard to see right now. But like I said, I would not steer you wrong. Be mindful of someone trying to manipulate you into thinking something that you know is not right. Going along just to be the nice guy. Or maybe because you enjoy this person's company, even though you know they're full of crap, they're still spending time with you. Like, you deserve way better than that. You are so much better than that. So let's not do that. Or else. I live close enough now that I can find my way to you. I'm just saying. Who's next?
Mark. Mark's next.
All right, Sir Mark. Oh, Latro, happy early birthday. What's Sunday, the 17th? I know somebody very special to me with that birthday as well. It's a good birthday. Eris, it absolutely does. And I wish that I had known that. Blue, I love it. Yes. When I was younger, though, that was going to be one of the most important things, right, that I would need to learn in my life. That I'm being a Pisces sun and a Libra moon. I was almost destined to fail at love every single time I tried until I grew and understood the impact not following your instinct and intuition can have on your life, and how negatively it really can affect everything about your life, in your life, within your life, around your life, etc. Night Netter, love you. All right, Mark, card number 45, self-interest. I regularly have 4 neighborhood crow visitors. There is one crow that seems a bit more selfish when it comes to the food I put out, while the other crows take their turns grabbing a nugget or 2 of the dog food I leave out on a plate. There's one that will shove as much of it in its mouth as possible, not caring if there isn't a single crumb left for the other crows. Self-interest indicates that you may be looking out for only yourself, and as a result, others will be impacted. On the flip side, be aware of the actions taken by those around you, as someone may try to come in and take more than their fair share. Being selfish isn't always bad. Sometimes we need to focus on our wants and needs. We need to do that, depending on the situation. Self-interest may indicate that you are in need of some pampering time, or that it is time to put your needs above others. For example, your dream job may require a move or a shift in your lifestyle. Thank you so much, Bat Mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You may need to weigh the impact taking this job will have on those around you. In the short term, you may be perceived as selfish, but in the long term, your decision may benefit everyone involved. Mark, I'm going to say right now that this is definitely about putting your needs above what everyone else wants, needs, thinks, or feels, because at the end of the day, I feel like this is something that doesn't really have anything to do with anyone else. This is about you and your general happiness, your overall well-being. I feel like whatever this is that you're kind of getting involved in, or that's being offered to you, is like, and I know, and YouTube has not gotten back to me about that yet. I have emailed them so many times about members, mods, and longtime subscribers. There's about 8 of you now. They do not get back to me. I've Googled everything. It's very frustrating. I appreciate the effort. I know for a fact you're not lying. I've had that issue with several people. Sorry, Mark. This has nothing to do with anyone else. Therefore, their opinions and how they think you're living your life. I'm getting very defensive here because I hear someone literally trying to lecture you about what they know. And meanwhile, they have not given anything. They have not contributed anything to your life except judgments, aggravation, judgment. Mark, I don't know who this is, but be very careful who you share good news with, or who you share a new idea or a new dream with, because for some reason, and I see this with you a lot, I have it in my own life too. I'm just a little more cognizant of it because of my ability. There are people who for some reason are so like just jealous of your life. They don't even know what it is about you. Like they could be family or really close friends and like they know that they love you, but there's just something about you in your life that they're just like, it's not even like jealousy of your life itself. It's just something about you. I'm here to tell you it's your light. Okay. And they will do anything to dim it because they have attachment. They have their own traumas and shadow sides and whatever. Mark, keep your ideas to yourself. Only tell a trusted few. Also, if you're getting any, I don't like this. If you get any bad news, particularly medically, which I feel like some could be coming in the next couple of weeks to a month, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself in a way that only talk to people you know will absolutely support you and contribute something. Prayer, love, light, positive energy, guidance, a shoulder to cry on, an ear to speak to. Like, there's no reason to tell everybody either your bad news, your good news, or your new ideas because you have snakes in your grass. And the only thing about you that they can't put their finger on, I'm telling you, whoever this is really does think that they have your best interest at heart. But I'm telling you, it's your light irritating their demons. Prepare for a little bit. I don't see it as being anything major, a little bit of a setback, maybe a little bad news medically in the next few weeks. But I feel like you're going to deal with it well. You're going to get right through it. Lean on your guides, your team, and the people you trust most. And set a new goal for yourself. Thank you, Carl. I do appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a long few weeks for me. Summer is rough. I love spending all this time with my little guy. I really do, but not being able to work. And again, Pisces, Sun, Libra, Moon. So I need tons of time to myself, which I don't get. And I'm just a frazzled mess, which is why this stream has been coming every other week. I'm sure some of you notice it's not every week. Hopefully in September, we can get back on track and into a good rhythm where I'm making at least a little bit of money from this stream. And then we can do it every week. And I'm going to be doing, like I said, there's a lot of changes coming in September, particularly with reaction videos. Not so much as like I'm reacting to a video, but like maybe a live stream where we watch something paranormal together and we discuss it. Pre-recorded where I watch paranormal videos and discuss them. I tried to get an Am I the A-hole going for years. Nobody sends me anything. So I'm just taking it day by day. I am Aries rising, Eris. That's where I think the balance comes in. So I'm not like an emotional mop all the time. Is that Aries rising that saves me? Yeah, lots of good changes that I hope you guys will follow me through and support me in. Who's next after Mark?
Melissa.
Melissa. All right, we only need one card. Thank you. Guys, don't forget I also do personals. They're $60. Or I charge for my time with an hour to an hour and a half video call where I answer your questions as I read. I now do full 60-something page birth charts. If you guys are interested, just email me. Working on a new book. It's either going to be specifically about encounters with extraterrestrials, or it's going to be encounters with creatures from the liminal realms, which will be extraterrestrials will be included, but there will be like other cases we've covered and stories I've kind of kept under wraps in case I wanted to put them in a book in there too. Things like you only hear one person talking about ever seeing in their life, but I believe that is true. That type of thing. And I'm aiming to have that out either beginning or end of October. Blue, that's interesting. You got the 9 of wind, Melissa. Criticism. It may be none of my business, Mr. Blue, but I don't know why, or I would have trouble understanding why. Eris, I've heard of it, but no. Why a comment someone made under someone else's post would make you feel that way. Because I feel like I've had that happen to me, and then I know for me it was like made me think of that person differently until I spoke to the person and realized that the information, advice, opinion, etc. that they had given was based on experiences from like the past and really had nothing to do with their present. I don't know. I would talk to the person. Thanks for stopping in, Carl. It was good to see you. I appreciate the support so much. Miss Melissa, this is Mars and Gemini, your sign. This frightening woman illustrates the destructive power of the mind. Beauty, creativity, and innocence are slain through criticism and judgment. Criticism stems from self-hate and focuses outward, harming others. The negative power of the critical mind in condemning words destroy from the inside out, creating more destruction. She's a reminder that the quality of the thoughts held and words spoken reveal what you love or criticize in yourself and others. Show yourself mercy, understanding, and forgiveness. Love yourself and others without condition so that the angry internal patterns of self-condemnation and criticism can be released in you forever. Now, oh, I'm sorry, Blue. The way that you said that, I felt like you felt like some type of way about it, right? And I was like, that's weird. No offense. Guys, I'm in a crazy mood right now. I didn't even take my medicine. Melissa, loving others without condition, I just want to be very clear here, doesn't mean allowing them to abuse you in any way, shape, or form and sticking around because you love them. You never give up on the people you love. Like, no, that's high school drama, TV stuff. You know, sometimes you have to give up on the people that you love because they don't love you. Anyone can say anything. This background behind me is pitch black. That doesn't make it so. There's also the truth that it's very colorful because it's fairy garden, right? Even if my truth is that it's black, that doesn't change the fact that it's many colors, right? So just because someone says they love you, love is a verb, it's an action, it's something you do. Yes, it's also an emotion in a way, but love is something you do. Melissa, I'm concerned in a way of like, I just feel when I read for you and people who are going through the things that you're going through, what spirit does is puts me back when I was going through that. To physically feel it, to emotionally feel it. And this is the universe giving you a nudge, right? Like it's done a million times, and that's not said with judgment or indictment, but giving you a nudge to like love yourself enough to see when others don't love you. And when you see they don't love you, to do something about it. This isn't just leave them, because sometimes you can't. But this is being cognizant and aware, Melissa, of when you might be able to and how, right? Making sure you're protected, making sure, you know, your side of the street is clean. The one thing they're showing me for the next couple of weeks for you is be very, very sure, like be very aware of engaging in tit for tat with an abuser. Engaging in tit for tat with somebody who's abusing you, a narcissist, a toxic person. Keep your side of the street clean. And I don't know why, but this is going to be very, very important for you in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Right? It's very important, Melissa, that nobody can point the finger and say, well, I cheated on you, but you cheated on me too. There's no even Steven here. You've been in abuse for years, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, psychic abuse for years. No matter what you did, you'd be justified, in my opinion. But the way the universe sees it is, this is no tit for tat. This also isn't about being the bigger person or being the better person, because your bigness or what kind of person you are isn't judged by how much BS and abuse you're able to take, right? It's about who you are and your character. So make sure you're not stepping outside of your own character, acting in ways you never normally would to try to get even, get back at, or feel good about yourself because of things that were done to you, because it will blow up on you and backfire in your face almost immediately. And whatever the situation is, it's going to get worse if you choose to do that. It's a whole big game, right? You know you can go out, say, and cheat too. But you got to keep in the back of your head, this is a game, and it's chess, not checkers. The one little minuscule you give this person to say you, they will switch and flip every single conversation about every single thing they do into that one minuscule thing. Well, I'm only putting the heart emoji underneath 4,000 half-naked pictures of random women on Instagram, right? You put the tongue out emoji under that guy's picture. Doesn't matter that the guy's picture was of food, right? You have to be really, really careful, because you are playing a game of chess that if you don't checkmate this person, you could lose your life. And the soulless and possessed. Now, I don't mean demonic possession. It's not, I know a lot of people think like my house is, I was just talking about this the other day, so it kind of popped up. People are like, oh, there are demons in my house, or demons don't normally pop in to just like run a little muck around a human's home. They're there for a reason, to take your soul, to overtake you, to cause death, decay, and destruction. They don't just pop in to cause a little mischief and pop out. That's normally something like a shadow being, or even an extraterrestrial, or just like a darker spirit that's afraid to move on, that wants to make itself seem like something bigger, so people like me get nervous and leave it alone, right? But there are a lot of people, and that's what I was saying earlier about the collective, where I really think the time is coming for the actual physical war as far as the spiritual. Because, yeah, people are just empty. Who's next? You said Divine?
Yeah.
Divine, I'm using celebrity spirit.
Is she still here?
Just write the times down. I don't think Melissa's here either.
Okay.
Because Melissa hasn't said a thing, but I know she works. Yeah, Mike, that's exactly it, right? No matter what it is, there's always something. But once you're on to that, right, then it's a little bit easier to work around. She's here. There is something, I don't know about the rest of the country, but I know in New Jersey, they do accept coercive control in court as a form of abuse. If you blackmail or manipulate someone, emotionally abuse them, and keep them, like, say, you threaten to take all their money, all their property, and the children, and you hold that threat over their head, that's called coercive control. That is abusing someone to keep them in a relationship. You can actually be put in jail for that in New Jersey if the person can prove their case. And it's about time, because a lot of people in abuse, women specifically, but not always, will stay in relationships because they're being coerced and controlled. And the world didn't understand that until a few years ago. That too, Black Dragon. It just takes like one wrong decision in the courts, say, for an abused woman to leave her abuser if they have children, right? One court gets it wrong, and then the woman is forever terrified of losing her children. So she stays. And the partner knows, right? The abuser knows. And now after that, they know I can do whatever I want. She's not going to risk losing the kids. And it becomes worse. And that person becomes more trapped. And it's a shame. And 9 times out of 10, the person being abused is a light worker. It's an empath. It's someone who saw the light inside of a dark person and thought, nice. Divine, this is so cute. You got George Michael, card number 36, play, dance, sing. Guys, I'm going to put in the comment section the pinned comment. It's also going to be in the description box. I just haven't changed this live stream's description box yet. The link for Dubby, 10% off site-wide, code word gemstones. Yeah, no, Blue, absolutely. And that could take who knows how long, depending on the kind of abuse you're in. I'm just saying 20 years ago, that wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't coercive control. Yeah, F you. You're crazy. You chose to stay. At least now some states are recognizing that it is a thing. And men and women do it to each other. But women are the majority of the victims. All right, Divine. His archetype, his main archetype was explorer, also risk taker, philanthropist, and pleasure seeker. Almost couldn't get that out. George Michael, born Georgios Kyriakos Panayiotou, Panayiotou, was born on the 25th of June, 1963, and died of heart problems on Christmas of 2016. He was a Cancer. He was an English singer and songwriter, record producer, and philanthropist who rose to fame with Andrew Ridgeley in the music duo Wham! Before going on to great success as a solo artist and award-winning Grammy artist. As a gay man, George worked for gay rights and did a lot of charity work for HIV/AIDS fundraising. He also sang with many other famous artists, and on the original Band-Aid recording of Do They Know It's Christmas at Wembley Stadium. He also released an autobiography through Penguin Books called Bear. His life in general veered between triumph and tragedy, self-sabotage and self-discovery, and he was always pushing the boundaries with his creativity and his music. If anything, George Michael was a man with contradictions who just wanted love and intimacy. When he died, he was buried next to his mother, whom he was very connected and close to. The message: everyone deserves a second chance. When I tuned into the energy of George, I picked him as a gentle soul, kind, private, and compassionate with a caring energy. He was also very clear about what he wanted, but I'm sure must have experienced many people taking advantage of him and his generosity of spirit while he lived here on Earth. As I channeled his complex energy, it felt divided. One was gentle, traditional family Greek boy, and the other was strong, wild, and highly creative wild boy personality with so many complexities. George had a special way of seeing the world in music, and he made this his work of art. The one thing that did come through was how much he loved his mother and his family and how incredibly sweet he really was. His friends and loved ones, he said, meant so much to him, but he also said that he was always looking for some type of excitement with his restlessness in romance. He was a naughty boy. When I was little, I thought I was going to marry Tom Cruise and then George Michael. And then it was John Travolta. Yeah. Family, friends, and loved ones were always his top priority. George said he loved beautiful things and always had an eye for fashion and beauty, which came through in his songs that were always so heartfelt. The meaning: if you have received this card today, you have the ability to navigate through different levels of consciousness, dream, and waking states on the astral plane. You have the ability to give things a go. Once you have a clearer picture in your mind, you will be successful. You have innate goodness, and good things come to those with clear intentions who can wait. So, Divine, yeah, I feel like there's something on the horizon for you, whether you're even aware of it or not. I do feel like it could be something you've been thinking about, working towards, dreaming about for a really long time. It's coming, and it's rapidly approaching. The thing is, I don't know if you know how to astral travel, but I feel like that's something you may want to give a try in the next couple of weeks. I feel like there's information that your human mind and senses is blocking. There's downloads from spirit coming to you about whatever this opportunity is, how to move, which way to go next, how to succeed in it, even, that are being blocked just by the day-to-day everything of life. So divine, try to travel astrally. If you aren't able to do that, no shade. Make sure you're keeping a dream journal and you're writing down as much as you remember. Like, if you don't remember your dreams, that's actually a really good thing. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute. But if you don't remember your dreams, just write down the first 5 words you remember. Divine, this is going to be really, really important for you, because there's something coming in that it's not like all work and no play make Divine a dull girl. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for you. It's something you've either always wanted or wanted for a really long time. You worked really hard towards. I don't know if it's something you're gaining or something you're achieving in life. Whatever it is, there are things about it that you need to know that are being hidden from you, that spirit is trying to get to you. But again, everyday life, the day-to-day is blocking your ability to see these things. Will you eventually see them? Yes, but it could end up being after the opportunity is already passed. Smoochie! Nighthawk, what's up? So when you don't remember your dreams, I know it's frustrating for a lot of people, but I've recently remembered, because I've always known this, but it's one of those things that, like, you know, you forget what you know sometimes until it comes back up. Thank you so much, Divine. Good. Well, that's probably why it's coming in too, because you've been kind of putting effort into it, and spirit is saying, we see you, we know, we're here to help. Keep going. Don't give that up. There's a reason you're trying to do that. It's because our soul travels astrally while we sleep, to other realms, dimensions, to the other side, even sometimes. And we can't remember that as human beings. Like, it would mess us up. So when we do remember, it's a distorted memory. First of all, when we do remember, 99.99% of the time, we're in an alternate reality where we're us, and it's a distorted reality of that universe. Of course, we can't know things head on and straight about that universe. I hope this is making sense. I know it's a little choppy, but it's hard to express. It's hard to explain. And when we have nightmares, those are negative things that have happened to us, either in alternate realms and dimensions, in past lives, or memories that were implanted in us to stop us from understanding the real horrors that were happening in that moment while we were sleeping to our soul. Take it for what it's worth. Who's next?
Nutstep, but I don't know if he's still here.
He's probably playing Fortnite.
Yeah. You want to do timestamp or just move on?
Let's see if he comes back.
Okay. Then go ahead and do Eris.
Eris, I'm going to use Stella and wait for you. Yeah, Divine, I'm telling you, it recently came back to me. Like, it's information I learned as a child, and then it kind of lost it. And I was speaking to my guide the other day, and it came back up, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. It probably wasn't time for me to reveal that. That's probably why. It's like you're about to wake up with the memory of everything your soul did and your spirit did and where your soul traveled. So they're like, quick, let's implant that, so that they're too afraid to sit there and try to actually remember what the nightmare was. Even if you do remember some of it, it becomes choppier and choppier and more bits and pieces as time goes on. And there's no chance of you seeking to remember the rest of that nightmare, when in reality, it's just a screen, if that makes sense. Eris, you got the blue fairy. This is a great card number 27. There was this sweet man who wanted so badly to have a son. I granted his wish and gave him one out of a wooden puppet. Pinocchio was the name of the puppet. I watched over him during his adventures to get sure he grew wise, and then I transformed him into a real little boy. I only appear to those who have faith in my lucky star and gently pray for my intercession. If they're pure at heart, I grant their wish and pour magic into their lives. Rejoice and feel blessed. You're welcome, sweetheart. Your prayers have been heard and your wishes are about to be granted. You have fought very hard to get to where you are now, but the thing is, you've never lost hope nor faith. Therefore, you're going to be rewarded. Eris, this card really comes to you as a blessing and a good omen, so relax, celebrate, and say thank you. Your dream is to come true very, very soon. I feel like this is just a small ask. Eris, this is something in your life that either you've always thought or lately you've been thinking like, why does it seem like everyone else gets to have this one normal thing and I don't? And that's kind of the energy of what this is, whether you're aware right now of what this is or not. This is you finally coming to an understanding of the lesson in whatever this was being withheld from you. That light bulb going off of like, oh my gosh, now I get it. Had I gotten this right away or a lifetime ago or whatever, I would not have learned XYZ. I wouldn't be here doing XYZ. But it is coming in. This thing maybe you've coveted even a little bit for no real reason other than it just seems like something everybody has. I don't know how else to really put this. But Eris, you do have a personal in September. You've waited like 8 months so patiently, never brought it up, but don't think I forgot. We'll delve more into this then. There's something here. And again, they're showing me being like, why can't I just have this when I see people, you know, let's just say my thing was like true love, right? I see this one who has someone kissing her feet and worshiping the ground she walks on, and she cheats on him, does drugs behind his back, beats him up, destroys their house, calls the cops on him, takes off and runs away for weeks at a time. And he's always like, that's okay. You know, I don't want someone like that, but I don't want to be someone like that either. But like, I'm over here like, what do you want for dinner? Let's go to the movies. Like, you know what I mean? And I used to be like this crazy monster of a human being, a manipulative narcissist who cared nothing for anyone else's feelings. It was me, 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 me. And now that I've grown out of that and I've changed and I'm like an actual regular person, that would be like the one thing that's out of reach for me. I'm not saying love is what it is. I'm just using that as an example. I feel like it's something like that, Eris, where it's like, you know, my whole life I wanted this, or for a really long time I wanted this. And I see everyone around me getting it. Evil people and people that didn't have to work hard and blah, 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 blah. It's coming. But so is the lesson behind your lack of it. You're also breaking generational patterns with obtaining whatever this is, which means, I know it means nothing to you now, but your next life, you will not have to go through whatever this is, this lack of this particular thing ever again, because you have earned it now in this lifetime for once and for all. Girl, that's what I said. I was like, my boys, my kids, and, you know, my friends. Unless the Lord surprises me. Blue, did I misspeak? Who's next?
Russo.
Urso, I'm going to do shadows and light.
And Juan, you're next if you want one, but you need to let us know, okay?
Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch. Count your blessings, Urso. Card number 1. This adorable and forlorn little figure is almost transparent, so still and quiet that you may overlook her, thinking you've just seen a wisp of mist go trailing past. When really all the time this little ghost is silently standing before you, gently reminding you of something very important, that it soon will be time to harvest again, and the ghost of harvest missed in the past will come back to haunt you if you do not take your time and look around right now at all that is. She's not invisible and she's always there, a reminder that the seasons turn, that the harvest must be brought in, and that those who stay with the earth, a while are not always here to haunt you negatively. They're here to help you until their work is done. This little ghost lover loves her misty home, adores appearing to you when you have forgotten your blessings and your rights, and appears at exactly the right time in your life when you've nearly forgotten how lucky you are. Urso, the ghost of the pumpkin patch, speaks. Something that's a blessing in your life is being overlooked right now. It appears cloaked and seems like it's almost invisible to you. You must stand in your field, that is to say, stand up in your life and look around you and see all that has been given to you again. And once again, give thanks for it. Now, I don't know if you're a religious man, just or person, give thanks to whomever or whatever you feel has bestowed that blessing upon you. Okay, you're forgetting how much you truly have and how much you will have again and again. My time is the harvest. It's now your time to bring in or harvest the joy and love of what you have so much of and to share your abundance. Divination. Something precious is all around you, but it has become so familiar that you can barely see it anymore. Oh, I'm still going, honey. It's such a fixture in your life that familiarity has bred, if not contempt, a kind of blindness to it. The beautiful little ghost girl in the pumpkin patch asks you very gently to see the abundance all around you and to appreciate that while you are in physical form, there's so much you can enjoy. She wishes for you to harvest what's yours now and also to take steps to call in any debts. There can be outstanding money issues associated with this card in particular, and share that bounty. Don't let anyone cheat you, and know that you don't own a single thing in truth. It will all pass through your hands. But still, ironically, these things you have earned through your hard work are worth protecting. They're not too small and they're not too ordinary. You have more material wealth than you think, so please do count your blessings every day. One thing I would say, no, Eris is not a male, but she thought it was funny that people always, I referred to her as Sir Eris, and she just never felt the need to correct. I was quite shocked too, because for years she was Sir Eris. It does, now that we know, doesn't it make sense that she's a female? Not that I want to label anyone, but I'm too old for that crap, guys. So Urso, this actually got pretty interesting. It's like, make sure you look around, count your blessings, make sure you're not emotionally neglecting anyone in your life. Of course, you would be doing that on accident, right? Like, that's not the type of person you are to purposely withhold love and affection and attention and admiration as a form of punishment. But I feel like someone could be mistaking that for like exactly what you're doing. Someone who you love very much, who cares about you, and who you love and care about very much, could start feeling a little neglected in the next few weeks. Maybe you're a little busier with something else that you're doing, like work or maybe an interest you're kind of throwing yourself into and pouring everything into, and that's fine. Just make sure that this particular one person doesn't feel sidelined. I feel like they're a little bit emotionally fragile for some reason, like some other thing that happened that like you should be picking up the slack for that, even if you don't recognize it yet. Just check in with the people who mean the most to you. Somebody owes you money, or no, you're not the type to do it on purpose. I know that already. So either somebody owes you money or you're about to have a small inheritance. So this isn't talking about like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like a wealthy uncle you never met in like Transylvania leaves you his haunted castle. This is like you pick up a lottery ticket and win $200. This is you're walking down the street and you find an envelope with $100. This is a little bit of extra money to put away for a rainy day. Or it's you finally saying, okay, if you do owe you money, I really need that back. Whether you do or not, for some reason, the universe wants you to make a point. Not in a mean way or an obnoxious way. And I think the point is to be made to you of who respects you enough to either be like, hey, I really don't have it right now, but then work to get it back to you. And who's going to be like, yeah, right. You actually thought I was paying you back, right? Like, even if they don't say that in so many words, this is like a checklist of a friends list here of like who to get rid of to make room for new people. And yes, it absolutely is acceptable to walk away from friendships where the person doesn't respect you enough to give back something they borrowed, if they can, right? We don't want to say like, oh, my friend's homeless and I gave him $20 for a pizza last week and he didn't pay me back, so I'm gone. Like, obviously. But I do feel like money is coming into your hand. I would say in the next 2 to 4 weeks, for sure. Who's next?
Juan.
Juan, I'm going to use the Wonderland Oracle. Nothing wrong with that. Or so. I mean, I've cut ties with quite a few people after being around them far longer than I ever should have, right? You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Juan, keep your temper in the reverse shadow position. Card number 20. Don't allow anger to rule you. Exactly. My thing again, Pisces, Libra. So my too long is like 15 years. And then I've had enough, and you will literally never see or hear from me again. I know I'm working on changing that, where it's like, you know, stop ignoring red flags to begin with and not putting myself in those situations. But after a lifetime of just genuinely accepting everybody as they are, it's still hard to protect myself from that without feeling like I'm judging somebody, right? But you can say this person is not for me or for my life without casting any judgment on them. It's just judging who and what you want or need in your life at any given time. Juan, come back, the caterpillar called after her. I have something important to say. This sounded promising. Certainly, Alice turned and came back again. Keep your temper, said the caterpillar. Is that all? Said Alice, swallowing down her anger as well as she could. When Alice is confronted by so much strangeness, so much that is unlike what she's used to, and even her own self is changing in this way and that, she finds herself running very short of patience. Indeed, she starts to become angry. When we're thrown this way and that by life, uncertain of what will happen next, and there are no straight answers to our questions, our tempers can begin to fray around the edges. We may become irritable, short, and less patient than we would be when all is familiar and comfortable. The divination in the reverse, unleashing, saying whatever you wish, lashing out, expressing your anger and frustration, heated conversations, and unwillingness to remain calm, believing aggression will create a breakthrough, feeling entitled to express emotions without a thought for consequences. This is you not reacting or responding to someone else's selfish aggression. Okay, this is someone thinking that if they just poke you and prod you and pick at you enough, they'll get a reaction out of you. I don't know why this person or these people, like why anyone's trying to get a reaction out of you. I feel like you've maybe moved on from a situation, whether it be a relationship, a job, a family situation, like you have finally had enough. And this person or these people, let's call it a person, but it could be several, are like, how dare he not put up with my toxicity anymore? I know how to get him. And they start like doing these little things that they know will bother you. They start dog whistling you, right? A lot of toxic people will do things like their wife will say, do I look good? And they'll be like, and they'll, go somewhere. And the wife will be like, are you sure, my stomach doesn't look fat in this? And they're like, oh, well. And then they will go out of their way to compliment every other person that they're around's stomach. You look good. Have you been hitting the gym? Look at your abs. Oh man, you lost so much weight. Look how flat your stomach is. So the female in this situation is thinking, oh my gosh, he's comparing me to these women. He thinks my stomach looks fat. He didn't compliment me. And the toxic person is going, yes, I'm making her feel even more insecure. That's called dog whistling. And everyone else at the table doesn't know what's going on. So when the woman cops the attitude or starts crying or wants to leave or breaks down, the narcissist or toxic person can go, see, I told you she's moody. Look how she acts for no reason, right? Okay, do not engage. You're aware that's what's happening. Do not engage. I feel like it is going to somehow be turned around on you, not indefinitely, but it's going to be turned back around on you, this reactive abuse, basically what it is, enough that it could cause you some issues in the near future. Going forward, when there's plenty of time for everything to be aired out, you're going to end up just fine. But why even go through that? Do your very, very best to just not engage, like at all, like block completely if possible. And if not possible, do whatever you can in your mind when you're in that situation to not react or respond. It's really hard. Reactive abuse is a real thing, but please, because it's going to bite you well before it ends up being exposed for what it really is and biting these other people or this other person. Used as a prop, that too. Yep, Mike, absolutely. And we talked about that so many times, right? The reactive abuse and what that really does to us and to, you know, where we stand in the relationship. We actually relinquish our even more power and control when we respond, even though we have any normal person would, but we're not in normal circumstances. We really have to not do that. Who's next?
Mike Roberts. So you're next, sir.
Mike, I'm going to use deep, dark, and dangerous. How many more do we have, Ghost? You're welcome, Juan. Thank you.
About 5 plus whatever timestamps you do.
We've got 2 timestamps. I'm going to try to end by 9:30 if possible. I'm not taking any more.
Okay.
All right, Mike. Guys, don't forget, donate to my PayPal or Cash App if possible so I can have some cash on hand and so YouTube doesn't take half. If you can, PayPal, Cash App information, he'll put it in the comments and it's also in the description box as well. Mike, you got card number 15. It's deep. It is loyalty, the Mithras. Exactly. But it's not the same as using the silent treatment to avoid accountability, to manipulate the situation, right? This really is withdrawing so that we can stand in our power and keep our power within us where it belongs, not giving it away. It's so hard. And it's just like, why do people have to abuse other people? You know, I feel like in certain areas of my life where I'm suffering, I do feel it's very, very karmic. But then there are times where I'm like, it can't be, because karmic is throughout lifetimes. I owe karmic debts in this lifetime for things I did and ways I behaved in past lifetimes, not in this lifetime. Karma does not work that way. Even though it would be great if it did, it just doesn't. Karma is a lifetime through lifetime thing. You know, a lot of people who are incarcerated for life, for instance, they owe a karmic debt to their victim, meaning they did something terribly wrong in a past incarnation and they're paying their debt in this lifetime. Even though there's something they did in this lifetime to incur that sentence, it's really the karmic debt from lifetimes past. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not a spiritualist. Mike, if you want loyalty, be worthy of it. Hold to your agreements. If you make promises to yourself, keep them. You may be used to holding your agreements with others, but neglecting yourself. Trust relates to loyalty. This is talking about being loyal to yourself. Whether Mithras was a god sparked in Persia or India, or whether he sprang fully formed into the ancient Roman Empire, isn't known for sure. Either way, he was a deity of action, honor, and sacrifice, and his mysteries were passed carefully from initiate to initiate. The true origins of the cult of Mithras are not known, and this is partially due to the inherently hidden nature of the rites and rituals that were communicated through a tightly held hierarchical structure. Hey, Stevie B! Mithras, it was said, was the god of the ordinary Roman soldier. In war, the Roman soldier often held a tight battle formation or a series of maneuvers. To be successful, each man had to rely on the others. I think he went to the bathroom, Stevie, so if he doesn't answer, that's why. Next to or near him to be holding to the line and plan. In the testudo or tortoise formation, each shield is brought together into a wall that extends to the side and over the shoulders, heads. Each man relies on the other to be covered and protected. Admission into the Mithraic community was completed with a handshake with the pater, father, or patron, just as Mithras and Sol, the sun god, shook hands. The initiates were thus referred to as Sindexwa, those united by the handshake. This is where the modern handshake comes from. It's a symbol of trust. Your plant companion, Mike, is the sunflower, and your crystal companion is a beautiful stone, sunstone. So, Mike, this is not about you giving your loyalty to someone else. This is about you being more loyal to you than anyone else in a certain situation. It's the situation you might be in where there's a narcissist, toxic person, or abuser. This is you understanding that keeping your promise to you is more important than how they feel, what they promise, what they want, need, say, think. And it's okay to know this and still fall back into old patterns. It takes sometimes a lifetime to understand our true worth or to find that real exit point. But in the next few weeks, it's really important that you, exactly, I'm great at being there and doing stuff for everyone else when it comes to myself and not so much. That needs to change because I really feel like it's going to become a major issue that can cause you a lot of problems in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. This is you, I'm just using this as an example, just to give you an idea. This is you like knowing you have to go and get blood work done because you might be sick. I don't know. I'm not saying you are. I don't see that on you. And then like the narcissist in your life wants to go out for a steak dinner. So you cancel your doctor's appointment to take that person out. If you don't do that, you're going to be called selfish. You might be abused. It doesn't matter. Let them say whatever they want to say. Let them think whatever they want to think, feel whatever they want to feel, just like they do to you, and go to your doctor appointment. Do you know what I mean? This could be even like I'm going out to take myself to dinner. I love taking myself out on dates. I can never do it anymore by myself, but I love it. It could be something like that. Like, no, I said that Friday nights from 7 to 9 are my time for me, and I'm not letting anyone or anything, except, of course, your son, if he needs something, come into that time. And holding that line, no matter what the consequences are, because at the end of the day, you are a grown adult. All right? And I say this full well knowing what you're dealing with. Fully well knowing. You absolutely must, especially in the next 2 to 4 weeks, maintain your sanity by taking these small amounts of time for you and by keeping any promises you make to yourself to the best of your ability, or at the very least, not allowing that particular person or those people, whoever this is, this abuser, to be the ones to have you break that promise to yourself, because they'll do it just to maintain control. They'll make you miss that doctor appointment to take them out, not because they really want or need anything, but because they just want to prove that they still have that manipulation control over you. Let them do it in a different way if you're still going to let them do it. And I'm just being real, because we all know how hard it is to leave those situations. We become conditioned. We become, our nervous systems get messed up, and we end up in constant fight or flight, and we don't know what's real and what isn't. And we're confused 2 seconds after we walk into a room. And I know all the symptoms. I know. I've lived it for years and years. Don't let them be the reason you break a promise to yourself, even if it's a long-term one and you're about to take your first step. Do you know what I'm saying? Nice fishing. That sounds cool. Stevie B, where are you located? You night fishing?
They're in Florida.
I was going to say, or is it still daylight where you are?
Yeah,
I know it's dark as midnight here in Jersey.
Man. Yeah,
it is
she's sitting on the dock fishing. I'm taking mugs sitting beside her. Next is Life with Bobby, but I don't know if she's still here.
Blue, you too. Guys, just remember, I didn't say it this week, but most of y'all know, take what resonates, whether it's your reading or not. That's why this stream ends up usually with like 200 views. But there's not 200 people in here, nowhere near it. We might have 28 at most at any given time. The reason is because people come back and listen to take what resonates with them. I'm going to start doing, I do the weeklies. I haven't done them. There are going to be no weeklies for August because I just can't find the time. But starting September, the second week of September, we'll have the weekly shorts again for each. I see you, Bobby, for each sign. So I might just start doing what Divine does. where she just will like do a reading and be like, whoever came across this, you know, there's something in this you need to hear. That chick gets me every week. Every week. I don't seek out that content from her. I go in, I like, and I do all that, but I don't like actively listen unless I accidentally come across it. And then I'm like, oh crap. And every week she's on to me every time because I can't read for myself. Bobby, are you sure? I'm more than willing to give you one. You're part of, okay.
Okay. Bat Mom.
Bat Mom. I'm using Aether Creatures. Can you put my PayPal and Cash App links in the comments again, Stephen, please?
I did once
Guys,
already,
anything
but
you can donate, I do appreciate it. I have to take little man for school supplies tomorrow. Every little bit counts and helps. Whoa. All right, we're going to take that. Let's see what fell and how it fell. It's in the upright. Talking Heads, card number 42. Looks like Stonehenge kind of, ain't? Bat Mom, if the talking heads appear to you right side up, they're telling you to stop in your tracks and do not move forward with anything until you can do so in a conscious way. Do not take action. Let the mud and dust settle. Don't get distracted and instead focus on the situation at hand using techniques like meditation or possibly shadow work. Check yourself. Caretake your own reactivity instead of giving in to your reactions. Admit to and accept the truth of your situation. Face your fears, gain more information, try to see the situation objectively and understand all of the elements involved. Play things out before you do them. Be courageous because courage implies growth. Cultivate compassion in the situation. Get clear about what you want as well as the most direct way to attain it. Set that intention powerfully. Communicate with other people who can hold you to a standard of consciousness. Essentially, do anything that will enable you to come at this situation from not just a higher perspective, but an integrated perspective. In this situation, if you prove to come at the situation and respond in a conscious way, the ultimate outcome will undoubtedly be good. So, okay, do that. That's fine. You might want to reconsider the life part, but doing something consciously really boils down to not just going through the motions. Okay. And I have the perfect example from my life. I'm not saying this relates to Bat Mom. Okay. I'm using my addiction. This is me going to detox 28 times in 4.5 years and not even coming near getting clean and sober for good until the 28th time. Why was that? The first time I went into detox, I went in with the intention of getting off drugs. The last time I went in with the intention of getting off drugs. The 26th time in between, I was either, kind of forced, conditioned, told it's what I needed to do, felt like I just had to make someone else happy, thought that I should because what I was doing was illegal, all of these other things. I wasn't consciously choosing to do that. And that is why it did not work for me. Going through the motions just to go through them is not going to work in whatever this situation is. CV, exactly. So whatever this is, however this resonates with you, Bat Mom, whatever this is that you feel like you have to, you can't wait, it's going to let this person down, or it's what this person really wants, or it doesn't matter. If you are not consciously participating in whatever this is and you're just doing it to do it, you will not succeed. And maybe right now, whether you understand why or how or what or who or when or whatever or not, it is not time for this for you yet. I don't know what else to say, and I don't like giving you that advice because I kind of understand what this is about a little bit, but I have to tell you what your team tells me to tell you. It's not about what Gemma, the human being, thinks, wants, needs, or feels for my friend. It's what your team, your spirit team, is telling me to tell you. If you cannot consciously participate, don't bother. Give it a little time, gain more information, gain a broader perspective, give yourself a little more time. Black Dragon, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. Everyone who donated really means a lot to me, especially after the few weeks we've had here in this stream and just with the energy drink thing. I really hope that those of you who are able to have energy drinks can check out my link for Debbie. And again, I will put it in the description box and as the pinned comment. Who's next? Oh, Juan, yeah. I'll have to check it, but I get a lot of trolls just based on how I look. Either they're insulted. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it.
Smoochie.
It couldn't possibly be anyone who has the right to be jealous because I only have one husband and he's not on any social media, does not support anything that I do, and therefore you'll never find him on my YouTube. It was not my kids because they think that kind of stuff is funny. So if it's not them, I wouldn't worry about it. But I will find it. It's more than likely a troll. Or I do have a stalker. I do have a stalker that I keep blocking and he keeps coming back from different accounts. So that might be who it is. Smoochie, I got human spirit here for you. I'll look for the comment. Was it recent? Because if it was recent, I can easily find it. Ooh, bacon for dinner. That sounds good. Yeah, but Smoochie, you're my internet wife. All right, Juan, I'll find it then. It's probably the person who had like 47 accounts just to watch Gemma Jade. But I am sorry that happened. I don't like that kind of stuff. You feel free and comfortable to say what you want. I trust that you're not being rude or obnoxious to me. So don't let anyone, unless I come to you and say you crossed the line, please don't say things. If I come to you, it's a different story. Anyone else, they can go kick bricks. Smoochie, card number 20 in the upright support system. You are awesome. And we hope you're finding that the people you surround yourself with lift you up when you're soaring, as well as comfort you when you're down. Everyone needs a support system, a true blue friend, a therapist, a group, or a love. Surround yourself with this sort of person. It's a wonderful thing to watch those we love thrive and flourish. Strong arms to hold you, a helping hand to lift you up, as if it was part of your own being, not even a thought given. Community is so important, even if it's a community of 2 or 3. Take pride in yourself, Smoochie. This means it's okay to be choosy with the people you surround yourself with and who you do things for. You are a one-of-a-kind gift, honey. You deserve a wonderful support system filled with love, pride, and truth. If someone is not there for the good and bad times, then what exactly are they there for? Smoochie, I feel your pain kind of listening to this. I know you may feel as though you don't have that in your life right now. But I feel as though you may not be seeing some people in your life for the blessings they really are. I feel like you could be, and this is no judgment because we all do it and we've all done it, you could be focusing on what one particular person isn't or won't or can't do for you, instead of focusing on other things that someone else who loves you very much could do, but maybe like you don't want to burden them, or you're not going to burden this person or these people. There are people who love you and who want to lift you up and who want to see you happy and be there for you. But if you shut yourself off and wall yourself off because you're so focused on this person who's a complete jerk to you, even after everything you do for them, it's going to be hard for them to penetrate. And physically, I'm okay. I'm just very, very tired. I had to get up super early to go to my doctor, an hour away, then an hour back. And but I'm struggling emotionally pretty severely the past few weeks. So that is probably what you're picking up on. Spiritually and emotionally, I am ragged. But it happens every once in a while, and I'm sure I'll bounce back. Who's next?
Okay, quick question. Since Stevie B is the only one that's come in, we want to do her before you do Black Dragon last?
Yeah, we
Before
also
you
have
do
your daughter, though.
Well, you can do a timestamp. She's got to take her little man to a friend's house.
Okay, I'll timestamp her with Casey and Lotus.
That's fine.
And also, I love you too. I got off. I was on 2 medications. I got off the one for good. And I've lost tons of weight. And because I have olive skin, and now that I'm older, these circles. But it is a lot of spiritual and emotional damage that's been done to me in the last decade that it's finally like catching up with me.
Let me make sure she's still here. Stevie B, you want a card? If you're still here. And then you can do Black Dragon. If not, you can do Black Dragon. And
I got you.
All right. You want one then? I take it.
Okay, I got you. It is stress as well. I find myself when it's time to eat, like it has to actually be time to eat, as in I can't go any longer without eating, and then I have to like take little bits of food and push them to the back of my mouth so I can swallow. I'm under some severe amount of spiritual attack and emotional distress. And I did lose a lot of weight, not on purpose. So I appreciate you guys seeing that. If you could just, if you pray, I would really appreciate prayers or just sending some positive vibes my way while I get through this really rough time of awakening in my life. Did I get them all? Okay, Stevie B, I'm using Dark Goddesses Oracle. You're so welcome. Yeah, it's definitely stress because I love food. There's never a time when I'm not hungry. But the past like 2 or 3 weeks, I've been like, I guess I got to eat. I'm shaking and can't stand up. Like, you know, my 7-year-old's like, Mom, when was the last time you ate? Okay, Stevie B, you got Downim, the card of courage. Downim is the Korean goddess of the moon. New opportunities are coming your way, Stevie. It will take courage to make the most of these new offerings. Downim reminds you to be brave and push aside self-doubt. It can be scary coming out of your comfort zone, but exciting new possibilities await you there. You are stronger than you realize. Keep climbing upward. So this is a simple message, but it's very profound for you right now, Stevie, because I do feel like you're thinking about a lot of things in your life, or probably better said, one thing in particular that you really feel you either can do better, you deserve better, you just simply want better, thought you'd be in a better place. There's one area of your life where I feel like you know the steps to take to achieve more or to ascend or to do more, right? But sometimes we don't only have fear of failure, we have fear of success, right? What will I do if I'm actually successful in this? The universe is saying, stop listening to those old stories about how you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not good looking enough, you're not this enough, you're not that enough. Says who? If the universe sees fit to offer you this incredibly amazing opportunity that fits perfectly in line with something that you dream or envision for yourself, either always have or recently do, I'm sorry, but who are you to tell the universe it's wrong? I'm doing a head swirl at you. Stevie, in the next couple of weeks, I would say 2 to 4 weeks, there's going to be an opportunity that is probably going to scare you, make you doubt, make you second guess, make you be like, okay, I'm going to, for example, send an email accepting this offer, but you never hit send. And then you go back the next day and you're like, I'm going to hit send. And then you read it and you're like, yeah. This back and forth is going to show you that this is the big major decision where the universe is telling you, take a leap of faith. Leap before you look and allow the universe to catch you, because you know why? You are the fool at the beginning of the journey. You're not a fool. You are the fool at the beginning of the tarot journey, with nothing but that little stick with the little thing of clothes on his back, going on the journey through the tarot, and sometimes that little dog. The fool has the tower collapse on him. The fool meets the devil. The fool, you know, deals with all these different things as he goes through tarot. But what does he end up with? The world, the star, dreams coming true, everything he ever wanted. Why? Because he said F this and took the leap of faith and trusted the universe to bring him through that journey, for better or for worse, to end up right exactly where he not only is supposed to be, but where he knows he was meant to be. That is you. Get on it. Timestamps. Oh, Black Dragon, Black Dragon.
Yep.
Black Dragon, we're going to use Urban Crow. Dog. Yes, dog. Thank you, Stevie. And I'm glad you do. Please, please try your very best to take whatever this opportunity is and just run with it, because it is meant for you. We are in no position to tell spirit, our spirit teams and the universe and God, if that's what you believe in, that they're wrong about what we are supposed to accomplish, what we're supposed to be doing. Like, that's our human arrogance, I guess, or our human fragility even. Black Dragon preparation, card number 37. Here in the Seattle area, we have lots of ferries, and these smart birds have mastered the ferry schedule. The crows know when the boat will return and on which side of the road the cars will disembark. While the ferry is crossing the sound, the birds harvest the clams from the nearby beach. They bring the clams over to the ferry landing and strategically place the clams just right so that when the cars leave the boat, they run over the shells, breaking them apart and leaving fresh clam meat for the picking. Preparation speaks to getting ready for something you know is on the horizon and planning for it accordingly. It's about getting all your ducks in a row, or in this case, clams, so that you achieve the most beneficial outcome. Black Dragon, I do feel as though you already know whatever this is that's coming in that you have to prepare for. I don't know if this is a physical preparation of some kind, like getting a guest room ready for your in-laws, or if this is a spiritual preparation for some journey you know you're about to go on in that sense. I feel like it's more spiritual. I would say with actual things you need to do, like planning a vacation or whatever it is, make sure you, thank you so much, Divine. Make sure you, you do like pay attention to detail, because there's going to be a miscommunication or something that like is going to throw everything off unless you make your list and check it twice. I'm being facetious, but definitely like go over things more than once with the people you need to do things for you, people in charge and who have responsibilities over something involving whatever this plan is. Now, as far as spiritually, this is you just understanding that you too, like most of us, are coming into awakening. Again, because we go through so many spiritual awakenings in our life. This one, rebirth and renewal around your birthday, really ascending. And I feel like there's something you feel you're losing here, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, there's some connection that I feel like you might not want to see yourself lose in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Reach out to people you haven't spoken to in a while. If there's someone specifically heavy on your mind, understand there's a reason for that and reach out to them. Make amends if you feel necessary. Remember too, forgiveness doesn't have to equal reconciliation. Someone can call you for an amends to ask for forgiveness. That doesn't mean you saying I forgive you and giving them that peace and clearing that off yourself, getting that off of you, doesn't mean you ever have to speak to them again. And I do feel like that is one of the spiritual, like part of your spiritual journey here, is to offer forgiveness, but find that balance in not reconciling and just saying, you know what, I forgive you. Have a great life. I don't know where that's going to come in, but that was direct channeled. Let's move on to Baby Dragon. Then I'm going to do Tennille, KC, and I am out of here. I need some time to myself in prayer. I'm struggling. Baby dragon, let's do Della and Wait. I don't know if I showed you the preparation card, Black Dragon. You guys are so sweet. I'm glad I didn't blow this stream off again this week. I came so close because I was just so battered down. Smoochie, we'll have to talk. The only thing is, I literally can't until RJ goes back to school. I'm with him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except on Sundays when I'm filming videos, doing shorts, writing scripts, writing my book, and preparing. Summer is madness for me. Smoochie, I know how you feel. Trust me. Baby Dragon, the Evil Queen, card number 9. Thank you, guys. I am the fairest of them all, or at least I used to be. Lately, my magic mirror had the nerve to tell me that my stepdaughter, Snow White, is even fairer than me, which led me to some jealous rage, as you can imagine. I cannot let anyone dethrone me, so right now I'm evolving a diabolical plan including dark forests, cruel hunters, and poisoned apples, and we'll see who's the fairest in the end. I can feel jealousy, rivalry, and unhealthy competition here, Baby Dragon, and believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Are you the jealous one, or are you surrounded by envious people? I'll give you a hint. It's not the first one. In both cases, you need to be very cautious. A heart that is filled with jealousy can play many evil little tricks that can lead to chaos and destruction. So if you want calm and freedom of mind, keep out of this meaningless rivalry. By doing so, you'll be the smartest of them all. So fairest here means fair. What is fair universally? What's fair in life? Nothing. Baby Dragon, I feel like you've had more than your fair share of unfair treatment. And I do feel, unfortunately, a little bit more is coming your way in the next 2 to 4 weeks as I see you understanding that one of the biggest betrayals you've dealt with recently has been there's a direct connection to someone you trusted. Whether it be somebody just putting bad reviews on your business or running their mouth about you or, putting things in your kid's head. Like there's something here where I feel like this just deep pain of like, I can't believe this person did this. But I also feel like you're so far beyond like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like devastation. It's just like, okay, well, you know what? That really sucks. Now I know. And this is going to move you to put your time, effort, energy, and focus you would have been putting into that relationship, that friendship, or to arguing back and forth with this person into better use and doing something productive and conducive to you achieving a goal. What I also will say is be very careful about people on social media who are cheering you on. Not all of them really mean it. Some of them are just trying to get closer to you, that you have something they want. Your talent, your business, your beautiful family. There is something that there are people, like especially being on social media with your business, they're going to be jealous and envious of. And there's nothing you can do about that except give them what they want and quit, or keep going and not give it a second thought to the best of your ability. It sucks being trolled. It sucks being hated on for no reason. I see this in the form of like bad reviews or people spreading false narratives about you or your business or your children. It's going to hurt, honey. But at the end of the day, I feel like you are it's just like pettiness compared to all the other BS and pain that you've been through lately. That it's just like, you know what, that sucks, but now I know, moving on. And that's what the universe is expecting of you, which that usually means that's exactly what's going to happen. Just understand that you losing these people or losing what and or whoever this is in your life is absolutely meant to happen for you to shine greater and brighter and do more and bigger and better things and achieve more and reach more goals. It is for you to pursue and reach your highest potential, even if it's painful in the moment. I also feel on the other side of that coin, love, compassion, caring, help, and understanding is going to be coming from a very unexpected place. Someone you thought would never take your side, or someone you thought didn't care, maybe a perfect stranger from the internet, is going to end up really being almost like a what's that thing? A life preserver for you. Help, love, patience, understanding is going to come from a very unexpected place in the next few weeks. And it's specifically going to pertain to this little drama going on the internet that you have no idea what's even going on, because you're not even engaged in all of the crap being flung at you. Let the haters hate. If nobody's hating on you and nobody's talking about you, then you're not doing anything worth talking about or being envious of. And that certainly doesn't sound like you, because you are amazing. Tennille, celebrity spirit. Bruce Lee, stay focused. Card number 31. I feel like all the same celebs keep coming out. Tennille, his main archetype was the hero, also crime fighter, avenger, and warrior. Lee Jun-fan, known professionally as Bruce Lee, was a Hong Kong American born on the 27th of November, 1940, who died on the 20th of July, 1973, of cerebral edema. He was a Sagittarius. He was born under the Chinese horoscope of the dragon, which is considered very fortunate. He was an actor, director, martial arts instructor, and philosopher, and started his career as a child actor due to his father's influence, who was a well-known actor himself. Bruce Lee is one of the most influential martial artists of all time and a pop culture icon of the 20th century. He's often credited with helping to change the way Asians were presented in films, bridging the gap between the East and the West. The message, the key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. When I channeled the energy of Bruce Lee, I was overcome by his intense and sheer focus and how he lived his life, from his diet to his ideas on philosophy and his career. From what I gathered, his whole intention was with his work, and he would have been his own worst critic, striving for perfection in everything he did in that chosen field. Bruce Lee was clearly a soul who did things his own way, walked his own walk, and was a deep thinker. This also came through in his poetry and philosophies. He admitted he had an eye for the ladies. He was quiet-spoken, soft-spoken, and talked proudly about how much he had lived in life through sheer hard work and determination. He explained this was something he did his whole life and that he wasn't afraid of. Bruce Lee also said he didn't like to waste a minute of his time, was never lazy, and everything he did was with great intent. So what's the meaning? When you select this card in a reading, Tennille, it's a calling for you to concentrate and focus on a healthy mind and body. Don't pew-pew the messenger. By marrying the two, you'll find the way to have the ultimate expression on how you want to portray yourself in the world you live in today. By dedicating yourself to this goal, you will develop your own personal power and strength of spirit to manifest what you desire and how you want to see yourself with excellent results. Instead of thinking about it, you now get to take action by taking I'm talking way too fast. Instead of thinking about it, you now need to take action by taking personal responsibility to get your mind and body healthy together. And Tennille, I don't know how better else to say this, that your main focus cannot be anything other than your physical health and your spiritual well-being. And your husband's. I know you have so much else going on with your kids and your family and your business and your drivers and life, but I really feel tragedy striking if you and Porky do not put your physical health and spiritual well-being first and foremost above all else, no matter what the perceived human loss is or will be. You will bounce back. The universe will guide you and protect you, as will your spirit teams, your angels, ancestors, and guides. But you cannot keep going how you're going. No matter how you try to finagle a different way, if you're still doing all the same things, just in a different way, you're still doing all the same things and not doing the same things. KC, Dark Goddess. Medusa, protection. You are protected, KC. Drop your shields of resistance, shame, and doubt because it's safe for you to move forward. You have abilities and gifts you don't need to hide. Medusa is watching over you as your fierce protector. Release your fear and allow yourself to focus on the beautiful possibilities that are now opening up to you. KC, it doesn't matter who's judging you because everybody has been somewhere where they felt shame. They've done something that they didn't feel that good about. So whoever's judging you, they're just giving you an open window into whether or not they should be in your life, like an open door so you can fully view the role that they're playing in your moment of need, no matter what's going on with you. Okay? If somebody's judging you for your struggle or making you feel ashamed for something you already feel bad enough about, or whatever this negative energy and emotion and feeling that's being put on you means, consider the source. You already know where you went wrong. You know what you have to do. And I want to say too, just so you can hear me, I don't want to give away your private information, so I'm going to keep this very short. Do as much as you can in your situation, as much as you're able to, a little bit at a time. And if at first you don't succeed, I'd hate to sound cliche, keep trying. You will get there. Almost no one gets this on the first try. Plus, with everything else that you're dealing with, you are being protected. And one of the ways that the universe is showing you this protection is by opening your eyes to people who do not belong in your life. Even if at one time they were the most important person or very important to you, your ideas are changing, your views are changing, your world is changing. And you feel like you're standing still and the whole world is moving in super fast motion around you. Take a deep breath, take a time out, and understand you are only human. Do what you can to the extent that you can. And if you fail, just get back up and keep going. That's all you can do. Also, check out Batmom's reading earlier in the night because I think you'll resonate with that a lot as well. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I love you all very much. Donate to PayPal or Cash App if you can. Check out my W link. I'm going to go and put it as the pinned comment, 10% off site-wide with code Gemstones. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If not, it'll be the week after. I'm going to try to get a video out for Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, the new time. It'll be the Sally house more than likely, but I don't know because it's my cousin's birthday and I have the opportunity to see my mother and the rest of my family on Sunday. It's the only day I have after she's between work and family. I hardly ever get to see them. So we'll see how it goes. It kind of depends on the weather. Thank you all. Love you all. Good night.